case on every Tuesday and Thursday, we're doing what we call quick hit strategy sessions. These are questions that I'm going to be asking a high performance LO or a high performance leader, maybe an author, maybe a high performance realtor, and just want to spend 15 minutes maybe on two strategies that you could begin to kind of deploy as we go through the end of Q1, smack dab into Q2, and get ready for the summer and the fall, right? So if you have any questions today during the broadcast, go ahead and put them in the live comment section. You can see that at the top right of your screen. We have the pleasure today of having a gentleman by the name of Brad Hacker as our interviewee. Brad is a top performing LO. I'll just give you a few stats. Year on year, he has had a 100% increase in closed units per month. Year on year, he has had 134% increase in his closed dollar volume. He's averaging 19 closings a month through April and is at 65% purchase business. I asked him this morning, I said, what are you most proud of? And Brad said, I'm most proud that I've been able to learn a lot of things that really help buyers understand finances and what goes along with buying a home strategically. And then I asked him what makes him unique. And he said, and I'm going to quote, I think what makes me unique in business is where most people do what most are doing, just loans. I truly help my clients make smart financial decisions when they buy or sell real estate. So Brad's with us. He works in Winchester, Kentucky, just outside of Lexington. His wife, Crystal, they have two daughters, Whitney and McKinley. And Brad, welcome to Coffee with Todd.
Thank you, man. It's cool to get to do this with you this morning.
Yeah, super excited. So I wanted to talk, first of all, I think one of the strategies in the middle of COVID, the middle of all things time management, the idea of not waiting for things to happen, but making things happen. You have adopted this theme called playing offense. You are going on the offense. So talk to everybody that's viewing this about what does that mean? What's it look like? Give us one example of how you are playing offense and what's happening as a result of that.
Sure, Todd, and thanks for having me on. So, I think the biggest thing, and when you think about playing offense, is really just how we do this and be conscious of the world that we're in right now. How do we still go out and try to acquire business without sounding like an inconsiderate jerk, basically. And so with that being said, I've kind of focused on really two pieces of it, and that's being the driver of relationship and being the driver of education. And so, one of the kind of the grassroots things that I'm doing is every day I just pick 5 of my clients, and that phone call is really just a, hey, how you doing? How's your family? Maybe I pull up their profile and look at their employment. How's this affecting your job? And then really ending with, is there anything that I can do to help you right now? I think as finance professionals have a real opportunity to be a source of information for our clients right now who have a lot of questions about what we do.
Yeah. So I think one of the interesting things, and I put this on everybody yesterday, we were talking about creativity and we were talking about, making more calls, whether you're using, FaceTime or whether you're using, Zoom meetings with people or just simply picking up and calling. You've converted drive time to phone time. And one of the key questions, I think questions drive how we solve things in difficult, interesting times. Even though the lending business apps are up, I guess 12% in the last week, everything's kind of been on fire. You're still in the absolute trenches of making 2 to 4 phone calls a day while you're driving in to the office and connecting with your clients. And what have you found? What have you found in making those calls? Because you're just checking in and it's a new discipline. What are you finding people are saying?
Number one's just a lot of gratitude. People are very appreciative of the fact that, I'm not calling with an agenda just to check in on them, just to see how they're doing, asking about the family and things like that. So I think a lot of gratitude. And then that leads into questions, because I've had a few of those calls that's been, hey man, I've been meaning to call you. I've got a question about forbearance, or hey man, I've been meaning to call you. I'm on furlough. I'm only getting 60% of my income. Would you mind to set aside a time to talk to me about budgeting, and really reining stuff in? So it creates opportunities, like I said, to build that relationship, and it kind of converts into being that source of education, of being the knowledge source for that. I've been trying, you mentioned the purchase applications up. So this would kind of be a number two thing. You mentioned the purchase apps. When we get information like that, be the source to go to your partners and deliver that information. So when that came out yesterday morning, I just grabbed my phone, quick bomb, some great news, and shot that out to a list of 56 realtors. That was, hey, I've got some good news for you guys. Purchase apps were up 12% week over week. This is great news. Buyers are out there. The people that are out there looking for them, they're out there to be found. This is good news. Our industry hasn't stopped. Let's keep it rolling.
Yeah, so I think this is a big takeaway for everybody. This tool right here, and just a daily discipline of doing maybe a little Google search. I sent out something last night to some key friends and thought leaders, and it had to do with the ultimate bounce back on how today's real estate market is nowhere close to being in the same level of danger as the GFC crisis in 2008. And even though things have slowed down in the purchase world and refis are up, the purchase business, you don't have the huge dips yet. So on demand, this is the idea. On demand, anything that impacts you as a mortgage leader or a real estate leader, take that, record it, forward it, send it out. And if you did that every single day, people actually know that you care. And I think right now, more than ever, we've got to demonstrate the empathy, the humanity, and the caring attitude towards society. So I'm proud of you for doing that, Brad. And what's it materializing into in terms of just more traction with clients and even deals, I would imagine. But what are you finding is the payoff for you as a mortgage professional?
It's just continuing to be that person that they see as their money guy, not just their mortgage guy. Their money guy, right? And making that switch in their head, because that further develops that client for life mindset. And so I think that, and then that's, a couple of those calls have resulted in, hey, I've been meaning to call you about a refinance. I mean, Rachel, right? We're doing a few of those. So with that being said, it's kind of generated some of that. Or, in one case, called a client, longtime friend of mine, just did the check-in call from him. A couple of days later, I get an email from him that was a referral to a friend of his that he works with, who's going to be looking to purchase a home here in the next 60 days. And that's going to turn into a referral to one of our realtor partners, and a consult, buyer consult for him. So, I think it just organically will result in more traction. And then, as you're putting those real estate, those pieces of real estate knowledge out there to your partners, kind of a wild thing that happened a few weeks ago was I did a bomb that I shot out to some real estate agents. A real estate agent shared it with another real estate agent. That real estate agent emails our client, our realtor marketing person here in the office, like, hey, could you tell Brad to put me on his list? Because I want to make sure I'm getting that content as he puts it out too. And I'm going, well, that's pretty cool. So
no, it's awesome. That's that circle of cash flow thing at work, right? I did 2 broadcasts 2 weeks ago. Somebody heard the broadcast and called us if we wouldn't mind doing the same broadcast for him. Listen to this, in his country. Wasn't even in America. And so next Thursday, May 7th, just by doing a connection piece 2 weeks ago, I'm going to be on a live cast with 2,000 business leaders in North America. In Canada, and but it's the people that know the people, right? Right. So I want to do a little bridge to the database, the idea of what you're doing with Client for Life Thinking. Mm-hmm. What's happened in a quick 30 seconds since you have engaged a coach while we're in this time frame right now?
Yeah, it's been very detrimental. Very awesome for my business. My hourly rate, as we've started to track it, is up about $75 an hour since I started coaching, back in mid-January. And I think that's a big thing.
In 3 months, your hourly rate is up $75 an hour. That's good.
An hour, yeah. And so with that being said, it's just that, your old quote of, if you want to have clients for life, you got to talk to them during their life, right? and kind of like what you and I were talking before we hopped on here is just that discipline of daily at the end of the day, having the input and coach accountable. Hey, how many database conversations did I have today? Yeah. So you're able to look at that, because a lot of times, we feel busy, and another one of my mentors, your good buddy, Jim McMahon, always says, busy doing what?
Right.
And so with that being said, it makes you, you'll go through a whole day, feeling like you just killed it, and you look at your tracking to put into Coach Accountable at the end of the day, and you're going, man, I did a bunch of stuff that didn't make me any money today.
Yeah, it's
You know,
huge. Absolutely huge.
so with that being said, that just having that accountability piece, the tracking piece has just been really given a huge lift to my business for sure over the 90 days or so now that I've been engaged, without a doubt.
Awesome. Okay, so we got about 5 minutes, and I want to talk about the idea of really going to offense. I know that you've brought on a couple of team members, and you're really all over this client for life kind of deal. And I think the surge right now for anybody, whether you're a realtor or a lender, I think the surge is in the next 18 to 24 months. You've really got to have a lock on your database. You really have to understand that is your sales engine in the future that I see coming. Talk for 3 or 4 minutes about that, and then we'll wrap.
Yeah, so just and say that again. I'm sorry. I was watching some of the questions. I shouldn't have done that. My ADD kicked in, man, and I got distracted over here.
No, so, just what have you done? What have you done in the last 90 days to even a couple of years ago? You started really getting after the client for life thing. You've got a couple of people on your team that are helping you build that. Talk through that for now 3 minutes.
I think the key to it is just very simply, you got to have a very, very powerful, impactful initial buyer consult that gives you the right to set the stage for future referrals, right?
Okay, so stop just for a second. Everybody needs to hear this. How a relationship starts determines how it's going to end up. And so Brad is saying, whether you're a loan rep or a realtor, that first impression, that first meeting, the reason why trust has to be at the highest level possible is because that starts the customer journey, right?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And so that lays the foundation for them to know, hey, I'm invested in you. This is more than just a mortgage to you. This is a financial transaction, and we want to make sure that we're helping you make a smart financial transaction. And then having those little, those little mind shift scripts of, lowest rate doesn't mean cheapest.
Yeah.
And things like that. And so you're laying the foundation for that. And then just moving forward with that, in how you communicate, putting out the bombs, doing the targeted Facebook ads to your database, making the phone calls, and then having the client events. Because here's the beauty of the moment that we're in right now, everybody, is just this is when we get paid back for all that stuff, right? All that time, all those dollars, all that investment that we've been making in our database. Yeah, it breeds referrals and it breeds repeats in a normal market. But then when you get rates to all-time lows, if you've taken care of your clients and you've nurtured that database, this is one of those windows of time that we get in a, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 times in a 20 or 25 year career, where we get to get back $100, $150, $200,000 just because we took great care of people. And that's just awesome.
Yeah. So fiscal literacy in 60 seconds or less. Today, you have to be a solutionist. You're helping people architect smart choices around loans and loan efficiency and all of that. What is Brad Hacker's 60 seconds on fiscal literacy?
Well, I think the biggest thing is just simply that you need to be, I use the line all the time that I'm a financial coach cleverly disguised as a mortgage loan originator.
Wait. Say that again slowly.
I'm a financial coach cleverly disguised as a mortgage loan originator.
I love that. I love that.
At my heart, I'm a financial coach, right? And so it's about, like, I don't have a problem looking at somebody's financial profile and going, look, man, at the end of the day, my job is to give you a loan. But if I'm you don't have enough emergency funds to do this. One of my favorite Dave Ramsey lines is if you buy a house broke, it will make you broker. and I mean, we've all seen that with our clients, right? I mean, it's just like, and so having that conversation, hey, the number one homework assignment that I give to all my clients is you need a monthly written budget. Do you have a monthly written budget? And they're going, no. Right? Okay. Well, if you don't have a monthly written budget, you don't know what you can afford, because you don't know where your money's going. And the old rule is if you don't know where your money goes, you'll wonder where it went. That's just how it is, right?
Yep.
And so having those types of things, and then being the person who has the knowledge on the back end, who's soaking up reading books and becoming a student. And it's, it's Ramsey, it's David Bach, it's Susie Orman, it's Rick Edelman, all these wonderful Kiyosaki, all these brilliant minds of these financial people that are out there, to where you can learn all that stuff and then develop your own financial philosophy that you can
Right.
go out and duplicate and teach.
Yeah. Awesome 15 minutes, my friend. Thank you so much. So here's the summary. Play offense, okay? Don't be on defense. Make the calls every day. Use BombBomb as a technology. Use video as a technology. Use FaceTime anytime you can to make live calls. And the third piece is make sure that you are perfecting the consultation, whether it's a buyer, a seller, a borrower. Make sure you understand that the value we create at the start of a relationship is what earns us the right to even get into suggesting that we can be a provider for that client for the rest of their life. And I'm telling you right now, man, there is no more certainty to protect your financial income than having a tribe of people that you love on, that are going to refer, that are going to reuse you. And today's world is a world in which we got to make that happen. Final thought for everybody as we say goodbye, Brad.
Just real quick, build on something you just said there. I think our number one job right now is to love on people.
Yeah.
People, there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of things. Let's just love on people. Let's just be giant lovers of people. As Tim Sanders said it, Sales Master a long time ago, love cat, right? And then having a mindset of abundance and not scarcity. Being knowing that this too shall pass, and life will be okay, and just have that abundance mentality to be able to do what we need to do to take care of the people that we've been investing in for years.
Awesome, man. All right, everybody, we're going to end the broadcast tomorrow, 9 o'clock, same time, same channel. Send out an invite to all of your partners. If you're a loan officer, all your agents, if you're a leader, send out the invite to all of your loan reps and your teams. I mean, we're going to do this every day for the month of May. I said yesterday, I want May to be the best motivational month you've ever had. We're going to do everything we can Monday through Friday at 9 o'clock to make that happen. Brad Hacker, you're the bomb. Thank you.
Hey, buddy. Thank you, man.
See you guys.